Auburn Blitz is now on the air. Your daily look into what's happening in Auburn athletics. With your host, Andy Graham, Brett Pritchard, Randy Lee, War Eagle.
Hello again, everyone, and good Thursday afternoon. Welcome into the latest edition of the Auburn Blitz. I am Andy Graham alongside Brett Pritchard. We'll be with you for the next hour, as always, taking your comments, taking your phone calls, talking about everything going on in the world of Auburn athletics. We wanted Auburn to bounce back after that loss to USC. They did in a big way last night, defeating Washington 84-61. Big win for Auburn as they come back and wrap up the out-of-conference schedule. It is SEC from here on out, except for the Big 12 matchup there, but certainly looking forward to that. We'll talk about that, break that game down a little bit for you. Looking back now at the signing day as it was yesterday, the 2023 recruiting class, Auburn up to number 19 in the composite as far as, all class is concerned. Considering where they were at one time when Brian Harsin left this program in shambles, we'll say, and the recruiting class in somewhere in the 50s.
Ever been anybody worse than him in recruiting? I mean, seriously, at a major program.
I can't say that I remember one.
Technically, you really have to go actually physically
not
do
in
something
Auburn
to be called recruiting.
Yeah,
I'm not sure he ever even attempted to do it.
That's just true.
So
yeah,
we haven't had one as that bad at Auburn. I'm asking anywhere else could you possibly think of off the top of your head, but anyway.
He and Tony Barbie are neck and neck.
Well,
they are neck and neck for the worst. And we can talk about that too.
Yeah,
but we'll look back at that class and considering where it is and
remarkable job
thinking about maybe projecting now about the dedication that you see from Hugh Freeze and this staff that he has put together and what they might be able to do next year for next year's class. This is the kind of thing that motivates you to say, okay, now we're going to give this guy some opportunity here, no matter what the record is next year. We'll see what happens, what he's able to do on the field, but it just gives you a lot of hope moving forward. So we'll talk about it. And he does add a couple of more guys to the class. To his coaching staff. Still that one position, wide receiver coach. We think, there's been some names out there of who that's going to be, but only one position left. So on that staff, we'll kind of break that down a little bit too as we move forward. Love to hear from you. 256-234-6221. Let us know what's on your mind. What did you think about the final results here of this class? And we're still adding to it through the transfer portal. There's still a lot of guys out there that are still thinking about Auburn and projected, at least leaning toward Auburn right now. And that'll probably happen because this portal is not going to close for another, 30 days or something like that. So there's still some time for that as well. They'll kind of trickle in as we go. But nonetheless, I'd love to hear from you. You can dial us up on the Sportz Blitz Facebook page, that's Sports with a Z, and comment away or give us a call the old-fashioned way. Where do you want to start?
I think, yesterday was a big day. So as far as on the football side, so we'll start there. Auburn filling needs. And again, I talked about this yesterday with a lot of you, and we knew that the top two coaches Auburn was trying to hire was Lane Kiffin and Hugh Freeze. I don't think that's a secret. The knock on Lane Kiffin.
Now that would be a coach.
That would be a coach. That would be, if you take the recruiting and off, that'd be pretty good. Lane Kiffin, his knock was his recruiting. Nobody doubts or questions his ability to coach. He's a phenomenal play caller. That's really kind of what I liked about the prospect of him being our coach is that he brings such a top-notch mind offensively to the game, and that's an area that Auburn definitely needed help. the recruiting is suspect, and he showed that again yesterday. And I know they've got some time, but we all know that this early recruiting period is the recruiting period now, and that's really what you're judged on. You may pick up a few here and there, but Ole Miss just did not, finish very strong. They lost us a lot of guys yesterday to other teams. He just does not recruit very well. He's able to go out and use the portal as Band-Aids, but as far as going out and convincing to be as dynamic and charismatic and polarizing as of a personality he is, I think there's a degree of, I don't know about that guy in the back of some of these players' minds and their families. They think he's a practical joker. They don't know if they can take him serious, and it shows in recruiting rankings. Hugh Freeze in 3 weeks did way more than Lane Kiffin has done basically in 3 years at Ole Miss. So that's the comfort, because I know there was a lot of Auburn fans that would rather have seen Kiffin than Freeze, but I think yesterday proved, and really one of the biggest reasons that Brian Harson's not the coach anymore, is that through recruiting you feel that's how your confidence about your program is, not, as far as trying to build and get to the next level. And Harsin had nothing, the results were bad, but if he'd have been recruiting in the top 10, would have gone, well, he's getting it back. That wasn't the case. Hugh Freeze comes in 3 weeks and has a class as high as number 16 in some of the services. So, I mean, very, very positive, very exciting.
And the way that college football is now, everybody talks about the transfer portal, and now you can rebuild the transfer portal. You want to be able to use that heavily in year one, and you want to be able to fill pieces throughout there. But you got to, it's still, you got to build a team the same way you always have through the high school ranks.
Right.
That's what we're talking about. And people can say, well, Lane Kiffin will use the transfer portal. Look, man, you can. That's fine and good, but you cannot. That's not sustainable.
That's not developing.
That's not. That's not.
That's trying
not
to catch lightning in a bottle, and you're building, your house on a sand foundation. That's what you're doing, and so I think a return to what we knew we could do. And again, this is in a very small amount of time. Hugh Freeze got to Auburn, and he hasn't left. He hasn't even gone back to get his stuff. He's hit the ground running, hadn't slept very much. And, this is what we've always been used to as far as coaches recruiting at Auburn. Even Gus Malzahn, you can go back through and look at all his classes. His worst class at Auburn was number 12. Now, again, he had his fair share of guys leave, and a lot of guys didn't develop, and we talked about that a bunch. But for the most part, we've always been able to recruit in the top 15, and that's where Auburn's program should be always. And Hugh Freeze got them right there on the cusp of being in the top 15 in just 3 weeks.
Top 20 class. Who would you have thought that?
Well, not when it was at 68, I didn't. I'll be honest with you. 68 and falling.
Yeah.
68 and going the other way.
But we were below Vandy at one point. We were below Vandy.
Andy, we've been last in the SEC for months.
Yeah.
Months. Now we're at 7, according to some, 6. He got Auburn back in the top half in a very short amount of time. And, again, when he gets his feet on the ground and can do this for an entire year, I'm excited to see what the results can be. Again, I'm not worried about what everybody else did. I'm not worried about anybody else's class. I'm worried about what Auburn can do.
Have we ever flipped a guy from Ohio State before? Do you ever remember that?
I don't know if we have or not. So
I'm sure Ohio State would say, well, we didn't really want him. But,
that's what everybody says when you lose a guy. That's what happens. But that's part of it.
Some comments. Wes says, Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Love you guys. To get me through the day from your local Bulldog. Cheers, War Eagle. That's from Wes. Randy says, can I please tee Brett up? Your thoughts on the entire Tony Mitchell situation and the obvious love of Bammers for unprofessional actions. Yes, they're 18-year-old, but hard for me to believe grown-ups aren't involved. We can all put ourselves in Jason Caldwell's shoes that try to give a positive coverage to high school kids. Their handlers shouldn't be applauded for actions like that.
okay, pie on the face. If that's what you get your kicks out of, that's cool. Again, I'm really not worried about what goes on with them. I was on Twitter a lot yesterday, trying to keep up. And the one common thing, and again, I'm sure Auburn's got people that do it too, but, I saw a lot of prominent Alabama beat writers or whatever, or recruiting analysts, more concerned about, the Tony Mitchell situation and the pie in the face of Auburn. Alabama should be extremely proud, and I know most of them are, of what they were able to put together yesterday. And I think they've got a chance to get another big-time player, and Nick Saban's built that thing to what it is. But, I would not – if I were in their shoes, I wouldn't care at all what the other side of the state was doing. I would be going, man, we are rocking and rolling. We're on top. And, I know a lot of people screenshot Jason's post, and several guys that we all know, thought it was the best thing in the world and thought it was an opportunity to poke fun or whatever. But if you dig into the weeds of the things in the unprofessional way that was handled, and you can say, well, he set himself up for it. No, he didn't. You try to take people for their word, and you try to take them for what they are, especially when there's been an ongoing dialogue of communication with somebody. Mm-hmm. And them telling you, hey, I'll do this, and I'm willing to give you quotes on this. Basically it was all smoke the whole time. And so if you think that's funny and you think you get your kicks out of that, then so be it. Congratulations.
To get our first break here, don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more of the Auburn Blitz right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area a team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors. Concrete Basement and Walls, LLC, 205-229-0234. Call owner Eric McKenzie now to get your free quote now. 205-229-0234. Concrete Basement and Walls, LLC.
WOTM is the television provider for all Alabama High School Athletic Association championship events and special programs. WOTM is your home for the Super 7 football, state finals basketball, baseball and softball state championships, the AHSAA weekly show, and WOTM also produced the first ever football playoff show, Super 7 preview show, and reclassification reveal show. Your exclusive home for all things AHSAA is WOTM. Contact your local cable provider to request WOTM to your channel lineup.
Finding a job might be tough, but starting your new career has never been easier. Wellborn Cabinet in Ashland has a wide array of career opportunities with benefits. General labor production, skilled cabinet builders, product assembly line, shipping, over-the-road truck drivers, clerical, marketing, security, daycare, office clerks, and so much more. Apply in person, 38669 Highway 77 South in Ashland, or online at wellborn.com. Building cabinets, building careers, and building our community.
Whether it's Lake Martin, Lay Lake, or Logan Martin, boaters from all over the state of Alabama come to Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama, because it's worth the drive. With the best deals on unbeatable Suzuki outboards, Manitou and Landau Tritoons, and a great pre-owned inventory while they last. Alex City Marine is the pros the locals know. And no matter where you're from, when you're here, you're local to us. Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama. AlexCityMarine.com.
Heritage South Credit Union in Alexander City is your community credit union, and they have been for over 80 years. Heritage South Credit Union proudly serves Tallapoosa, Coosa, Lee, Chambers, Randolph, and Chilton counties. From checking to business accounts, to share savings to club accounts, to their kids club and investments. Visit them online at myhscu.com. Heritage South Credit Union, your community credit union for 80 years. Federally insured by NCUA.
Hey, it's Brett Pritchard, and I'm here to tell you all about Sims Foods, who you know better as Wickles Pickles. Wickles Pickles, that 90-year-old recipe, wickedly delicious.
relish, okra, and pickles. From Saturday sandwiches, tailgate snacks, to holiday dinners with your family and friends. From their family to yours, Wickles Pickles, those wickedly delicious pickles.
Wickles Pickles, wickedly delicious pickles.
Concrete Basement and Walls LLC, 205-229-0234. Call owner Eric McKenzie now to get your free quote now. 205-229-0234. Concrete Basement and Walls LLC.
No monthly payments until springtime at Glenn Smith Chevrolet in Opelika. New Chevy Silverado 1500 trucks discounted up to $9,250 off. Chevy Equinox up to $5,500 off, or payments as low as $369 a month. Shop online anytime at glennsmith.com. That's GLYNN Smith.com.
We have over 200 new and used vehicles on the lot or on the way at Glenn Smith and Opelika. Get ready to smile.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and Brett here with you for about 45 more minutes in today's show. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us today. We are brought to you each and every day by Mortgage Pro, the Eric McKinley team, saving people thousands of dollars each and every year on their home mortgage. Give them a call today, 256-397-0248. Brett, let's go to the phone line.
Hey, Luke, what's up, brother?
How you guys doing today?
Doing good, man. Doing good. How about you?
Doing good. Merry Christmas to everybody out there. I don't know if y'all are doing the show tomorrow, so I wanted to get that out. But, you know, I wanted to bring up something about the whole Tony Mitchell thing. This is going to be, this is going to be happen more and more. And, look, I understand. We all know Jason, and we're all friends with him. He's a good dude. And you do hate to see somebody get egg on their face like that, which he did, you know, and he didn't have to put that information out there, but he did, and, you know, that can be applauded too. But I think this is going to happen more and more, especially with NIL now. I mean, there's going to be negotiations going back and forth, and I guess the one thing I took exception to, if you read Philip Marshall's article, he's like, well, he was going to Auburn, then Alabama swooped in at the last second, and I was thinking, no. He's been committed to Alabama since June, and Auburn kept recruiting him and thought they turned him, and so did Texas A&M, frankly. And they didn't, and maybe he just enjoyed the game. I don't know the entire story about it all, but I can tell you this. I bet you there's some Florida State beat reporters pretty upset about Keldrick Faulk. You know, nobody gets their feelings hurt when somebody flips to their team. Everybody gets upset when somebody flips away from your team. I mean, you know, Ohio State, man, they had a bad day yesterday. They lost one to Auburn. They lost a couple other guys to other places, like some big names. Their number one player in the country for 2024 decommitted about a week ago. They've had a bad run, and you can tell like they're all upset, even though Ohio State's, you know, essentially on top of the world and back in the playoffs again. It's nobody gets rubbed the wrong way unless the guy flips away from your school, and then, you know, look, there's a kid named Peyton Bowen who was committed to Notre Dame forever. And then yesterday there was rumors he was going to actually flip to Oklahoma, and then he committed to Oregon, but he hasn't sent his paperwork in yet. So nobody knows what in the world he's going to do. This is probably just all a negotiation process, which is part of NIL. And, again, it's a part I don't really like myself. I don't love it. But it's here to stay.
You know, I think a lot goes more into this particular situation because of the history of, you know, what's gone on in the last, you know, 7 or 8 years. I agree with what you're saying, and I just said that to Andy a minute ago. You know, when you lose somebody, you go, well, I didn't really want him anyway, or one of those kind of situations. I'll say this for that. The part of the story, and, of course, Tony Mitchell can comment if he wants to or not, you know, because the information's out there. The part is offering somebody some professional courtesy. when you've been in contact and really confiding in somebody and talking to them, and you go so far as to give quotes and you do stuff like that, if something does happen last minute, at least answer your phone. The guy's in the car going up there to do all this. You've agreed to meet at 8:30 to take pictures, and then all of a sudden you don't answer your phone and you won't reply to a text. I mean, I told Andy, I said just a minute ago off the air, you know, we don't know what goes on with these kids. Maybe they're playing the school that they're committed to, threatening to flip to see if they can get a better deal from them. I know all that's going on. But at some point in time, you know, you are who you are, you know, based on the information that comes out. Now, Tony Mitchell could come out and rebut that and say, no, that ain't how it happened and whatnot. But we all know Jason very well. We know he's not going to fib or and like you said, he voluntarily got that information out there, so he had nothing to gain from that. He wanted to tell the story of how it went.
No, I agree. I don't think Jason's lying about any of it at all. I'm not. I don't think so at all. And you know, if I were Tony Mitchell, or if I were Tony Mitchell's parents, I might want to either rebut something and say that's not our interpretation, or might just want to apologize to him.
Right.
You know, maybe he gives him a call. He doesn't have to do it publicly.
Right, exactly.
To the public anything. But if he wanted to do that, I mean, so be it. You know, my point is, hey, this is, you know, Tony's been sort of this kid the whole time. You know, it looked like for all the world he's going to A&M, and then he commits to Alabama, but he keeps visiting A&M. He keeps visiting Auburn. I mean, I'm not blaming Jason in the least, but you could sort of see something like this coming, honestly. Now, another way to look at it is Caden Proctor, who committed to Alabama from Iowa. He flipped from Iowa to Alabama, and I was talking about him today. You know, what he said was so refreshing to me, and this was sort of different than the way this other situation went. He faced the Iowa media. You know, he just left his home state. He's going to Alabama. He was the only five-star headed to Iowa's class. They only had one five-star and one four-star, and he was the five-star. And he's leaving his home state, and he faced the press and told them honestly, he said, look, I love my state, but number one, I didn't want to be the only five-star on the team, because if I'm the only five-star, how am I going to get better? And that's so smart beyond his years. And I know some Iowa people took it wrong, but he's right. He's absolutely right. And he said, look, I understand there's some people out there really mad at me, but I can't do this for them. I'm doing it for me. And he said, I actually he didn't so much say this, but he basically said, people think it's about some kind of NIL deal. I turn down more to go to where I'm going. And the reason is because he's looking for his long-term future. And I think that's sort of the opposite tactic. I mean, he was brutally honest, but at least he was honest.
Well, appreciate it, Luke. We got to run to break, brother.
I got it.
See you.
Don't go anywhere. More to come on this edition of the Auburn Blitz.
Growing your business isn't just one thing, it's a million little things. Should you lease, rent, or own? How fast can you get that part? Does it fit the budget? That's what your local cat dealer is here for. With expert advice, flexible financing, and industry-leading equipment, you can get the job done, day after day. Visit ThompsonCat.com, your compact equipment provider.
The Eric McKinley team at Mortgage Pro in Alexander City is the perfect lender for all your mortgage needs. Property values have increased and interest rates have never been so low. So if you haven't looked at refinancing your house in the last 6 to 12 months, Mortgage Pro is here to help you take advantage of that. Our team is closing loans in 15 days or less, so give us a call at 256-397-0248 and let our team go to work for you today.
Frontline Outfitters provides all your aftermarket parts for your cars, trucks, and as well as your professional tinting solutions for auto, residential, and commercial buildings. Frontline Outfitters also handles vinyl wraps, spray-in bed liners, truck accessories, LED lighting, paint correction and detailing, and much more. Make sure Frontline Outfitters of Alexander City is your first call for tinting and aftermarket solutions. Call us today, 256-409-8100.
The interstate is backed up this morning due to an accident.
So you don't like sitting still on the interstate? Get the free Algo traffic app. With Algo, you'll have the information you need to avoid problems on your route, to work, to home, to the beach. Traffic backups, wrecks, lane closures, all with current info and live traffic camera feeds. Know before you go with Algo Traffic, ALGO Traffic, from the Alabama Department of Transportation. Get it today and arrive on time.
Lake Martin Garage, located on Highway 280 in Jackson's Gap, has been serving our area since 1993. From routine maintenance such as oil changes, tune-ups, and rotating and balancing your tires, to transmission and engine repair, our trained and certified mechanics will get you back on the road better than before. Need a tow? With a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week towing service, Lake Martin Garage has local and long-range pickup. Trust your vehicle needs to the professionals at Lake Martin Garage. Call 256-825-6139, or better yet, stop in and see them today. Lake Martin Garage.
Russell Building Supply and Home Center is just around the corner in a brand new, convenient location with a wide selection of grills, hardware, tools, paint, lawn and garden, and much more. The new store offers more home improvement items along with other helpful conveniences like a drive-through lumber yard and our Best Rewards program, making it an ideal destination for do-it-yourselfers and professional contractors. Get ready for game day on the plains by stocking up on all your Auburn tailgating gear at Russell Building Supply and Home Center.
EnviroCare is the standard in East Central Alabama for all your pest control and termite needs. EnviroCare exclusively offers Centricon termite colony elimination system that is the industry's most effective termite control to protect your home year-round. The EnviroCare team's service is also the standard for our customers. From eliminating home pests to superior termite control, nobody cares like EnviroCare, serving Lake Martin and East Central Alabama.
For more than 40 years, Ingram Equipment Company has helped companies, towns, and cities with their dirtiest, most challenging jobs by providing the very best equipment and by helping them keep in tip-top working condition. IEC represents leading manufacturers such as Heil garbage truck bodies, Timco sweepers, Step pothole patchers, and many more. We proudly support all athletes and teams that compete across the state and wish them good luck this year. Ingram Equipment Company, ingramequipment.net.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and Brett here with you. About 30 more minutes left in today's show. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us. Brought to you each and every day by Russell Do-It Center. They got 10 locations around Central Alabama. For all your building supply, home decor, tools, whatever it might be, go and check out Russell Do-It Center today, and we'll go back to the phone line.
Scott, go ahead, buddy. Hey, Scott, you with us? I think Scott hung up. So, Scott, call us back if you'd like to. The number there, 256-234-6221. I'll get to some of these comments. John was talking about, the Tony Mitchell. I think we just kind of went through that. I'll get your take on that here in just a minute. Ed said, I watch what my competition is doing all the time, especially if what they're doing is working better than what I'm doing. So congratulations to Bama and Georgia for caring more than my fan base. I'm not sure what that means, but I think Auburn cares a lot, and I think that, if you're, I guess, referring to a point I made earlier in the show about I'm not really concerned about what Alabama's doing, I'm concerned about what Auburn's doing, that doesn't mean that I'm not paying attention and I don't know how well Alabama did, and that I know how well Georgia did. But what I'm saying is, we got a lot of work to do, and I'm not going to spend a majority of my time belaboring over their class when we're trying to get our class back up to where it needs to be. And I think we all know what we've got to do at Auburn to be successful. I don't think that's some kind of, of a mystery or something that popped up. I think we all know where we have to be in recruiting to be able to compete at the highest level in this conference.
Oh, yeah, there's no doubt about it. And they're the standard. 1 and 2. They've been 1 and 2 now for how
15
long?
years.
Well,
Georgia hadn't, but Alabama since 08. Basically had the number 1, 2, or at least top 5 class.
Yeah.
That whole time.
There's no question
this
about
is
it.
not like it's just blew up yesterday.
Maybe the fan base, while we're talking about what they donate to the NIL funds, it's kind of I keep hearing conflicting reports. And one somebody will say, well, Auburn's behind in this, and then another person, well, we got $15 million war chest that we're building with the NIL.
What's the truth of all that?
I don't know. I mean, and who does that money go to? And how do you divvy that up in a recruiting class? How do you decide who deserves more of this and that?
If you saw On3's recruiting rankings and you looked over that last little column, it said average NIL deal, and it had the amount over there. And yesterday's Auburn's was at 31,000. I think Alabama's was at 192,000.
A lot of that apparently had to do with Smith and Russo.
Yeah, in Texas, of course, they signed Manning yesterday, so theirs was in the 200,000 category, one of the top. I mean, so look, I get that part too, and if that's what that's referring to, then we're relying on the fan base to just donate out the yin yang to try to get the top recruits, and that's what we're going to have to deal with. Then so be it. I mean, you'll have to have a good management system, a good collective in place. I think Auburn does, but how you decide you want to spend that money is going to be up to the people that control it.
One of the questions, Michael said, I've been out of the loop lately. Who are the suspected candidates for wide receiver coach? The latest one was Peeler from Missouri, their wide receiver coach. A lot of people feel really highly about him, but
nasty wideouts.
Yeah, nasty
wideouts.
But so I don't know, but I know Hugh Freeze did say that he was very, very close to hiring that wide receiver coach. So that's the only spot left on the roster as far as he's going to do it a little bit differently. He said that going to have a special teams coach. But it's going to be an off-the-field coach. And he's going to have, I think, Aldridge and how are we saying that? Ayumawa are going to do it, basically handle the duties during the game. But Tanner Burns, not former Auburn pitcher, but a guy that was with Hugh Freeze at Liberty, is going to actually be the special teams coach, and he will be off the field, though. So I don't know if I've ever seen it done that way before, but it offers up. I mean, it opens up another spot for a coach and a recruiter. So there you go. Jamie says Merry Christmas to you, and Merry Christmas to Luke as well.
That's right.
Nice of him to say. Let's see. We got okay. That's.
I think we called up there. But going back to this class, I think what we see are a bunch of coaches. And I saw it yesterday from several, and every time they get the mic, hey, we need basically saying, I felt like I was watching Zelensky beg for more money. I mean, he was begging from Congress. Coaches were begging from fans. That's what everybody does now, just beg for more money so they can get what they need. And, this is the world we created in the NCAA. Not saying I've never been against compensating players. I think it's definitely where it needs to be. Now, no holds barred, throwing it out there where kids making, up to $8 million before they take a snap, like the quarterback for Tennessee, without any kind of regulation because they chose to go to college versus whatever, I think is, absurd, for lack of better terms, because the minimum in the NFL is $700,000. So, I mean, we're kind of all over the map here, and, I saw several people yesterday comment that are they going to be able to come back and put some type of regulation on this kind of stuff? Where does this thing end? And I don't know what you do at this point.
Well,
I don't.
Again, I keep coming back to this, and everybody keeps ignoring this and just has accepted it as the fact of the matter. It is still illegal, and it is still, you cannot
coerce.
Base it on performance. You cannot buy, and essentially, you cannot buy high school football players. Yet, that's exactly what NIL is.
All they're doing
NIL
is
was
telling you
supposed
what
to
you're
be,
gonna be able to
you
make
can
when
make
you get
money from your name, image, and likeness.
Right.
You are able to profit from your celebrity. Wonderful. That's fine. It took about 5 seconds for NIL to essentially become buying high school football players.
Because how many
That's
coaches stood up there at their press conference yesterday, Andy, and said,
yet it's still supposed to be illegal.
But it's not.
But that's exactly
nobody's
what
who's going to enforce it?
I don't.
Now that everybody's out and open doing it.
So I mean, I don't want that.
Well,
I
it's
don't.
here. It doesn't matter if you want it or not. It's what we got to deal with.
Well, I mean, unless somebody steps up and says regulations. Well, either that or we're headed toward unions and salaries
and contracts.
That's what we're.
I
headed
think
to.
that's what we're headed to anyway.
And we're headed there at warp speed right now.
Right.
So, and that's the death of college football if that happens. Unions. That's the death of college football.
It's on life support right now.
Yeah.
The way it's headed.
All right, we got to take a break. When we come back, we'll talk about maybe some Auburn basketball. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more right after this.
Tails are wagging and pets are bragging about Zoom to Groom. Columbus, Phoenix City, and Smith Station. Zoom to Groom comes to you. It's mobile pet grooming from the comfort of your driveway. Schedule your appointment now online at zoomtogroom.net or by phone at 334-740-9909.
At CNT Electric, our clients are our priority. For the safety and security of your family and home, our technicians are professionally trained, drug tested, background checked, and wear uniforms with name tags. We're proud to have served the Elk City, Dadeville, and Lake Martin areas for the past 10 years. Give us a call at 256-234-0007 for all your electrical service and repair needs, or visit us on the web at www.cntelectricllc.com and spell out the word "and."
Something big is coming. Something so big, it'll change the world of chicken sandwiches. Zaxby's new signature sandwich with Zax sauce or new spicy Zax sauce, because the chicken sandwich war ain't over yet. The new signature sandwich. All the other little sandwiches can run along. We'll take it from here.
76% of nurses say they went into the profession because they wanted to help patients. No matter the reason you decided to become a nurse, you have all the tools needed to advance your degree at Jacksonville State University. Our Master's in Nursing program is now offered fully online and can be completed in less than 2 years. You can customize a flexible course schedule so you can receive your advanced education degree all while working on the front line. JSU Nursing, your opportunity to advance your career and serve your community.
Country Clipper zero-turn mowers are designed for comfort, accessibility, and ease of use. Only Country Clipper offers your choice of steering options with industry-exclusive joystick steering or twin lever steering. Their patented stand-up deck, standard on every model, allows for quick access to the underside of the deck for routine maintenance. With a wide front step and optional handrail, getting on or off your mower has never been easier. Stop by Fun Carts of Opelika today for a test drive. Country Clipper mowers, designed for you. Fun Carts of Opelika, located at 618 Lee Road 113 in Opelika, Alabama.
Hey, this is Doug Roberts, long-term resident of Alexander City. I sold my house with Century 21 Lake Area Realty because all my life I had heard that to sell a house you need 3 things: location, location, location. I found out there's actually 4. You need location, 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 and Rhonda Gaskins at Century 21 Lake Area Realty to sell your house fast.
Call me today and let me go to work for you. 256-749-3644.
Tails are wagging and pets are bragging about Zoom to Groom. Columbus, Phoenix City, and Smith Station. Zoom to Groom comes to you. It's mobile pet grooming from the comfort of your driveway. Schedule your appointment now online at zoomtogroom.net or by phone at 334-740-9909.
Brubaker Motors in Montgomery is the largest and fastest growing used car dealership in the River region. You can absolutely get a better buy at Brubaker. It's better at Brubaker.com.
Brubaker, 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 Brubaker.
You can absolutely get a better buy at Brubaker.
BREWBAKER. BREWBAKER.com.
It's better at Brubaker.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and Brett here with you. Just a couple more segments left in today's show, brought to you each and every day by Big Fish Real Estate. For all your real estate needs here in the Lake Martin area as well as down there on the coast, give them a call today, 551-BIG-FISH, or look them up, BigFishLakeMartin.com.
What's up, Scott? How are you, man? Scott, you with us, brother? We can live listen to Scott's living room.
Scott, hey, how's it going?
I hated to interrupt your TV program.
Sorry, I got delayed over here at home. How you doing, Andy and JJ?
Well, this is Brett, so we hanging in there. But that's fine, Scott. Go ahead. I hated to interrupt your TV program.
Oh, no. What it is up here in Coleman, I was telling you the other day, y'all are on channel 700, but y'all show has went off the air. It's just like it's froze. And I was in the middle of searching on channel 300 and something because you're on there too. But anyway, make a long story short, you're not on there anymore, but it don't matter. What did you think about the basketball game last night?
I thought it was a great bounce-back game. That may be one of the better games Auburn has played this year, actually.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, second half, most certainly. The first half, I get aggravated with them. They again, I've been saying to y'all all week, they flat-footed. They're lazy feet's what I call it, and it aggravates me. But they picked that up in the second half. Yeah, they look really good. And they can play like that all the time if they want to.
Yeah, I think you're right. Again, though, Auburn still struggling up and down the roster to get offensive production. Without Janai Broome and Jalen Williams yesterday, Auburn probably loses the game. So they got to start getting more production out of their guards. These freshmen that Auburn's getting nothing from, that's got to change. SEC play is going to be a different animal. So, yeah, I'm glad. And right now, Jalen Williams is the best player on our roster. He's the most consistent guy, and we got to get more like him.
Yeah, no doubt about it. We do not have a team leader, and you discussed that. Y'all have discussed that several times in the last couple of weeks. We got to have somebody step up, and I don't know who Jalen Williams needs to be that guy, but I don't know if he's got the personality to do that or not. I know he's got the skill to do it.
Chris Moore was good again last night.
He was.
You know, he made some plays. He's starting to step up. Trey Donaldson, he has been stepping up. He had 7 assists like that. He only had 2 points, but he was still active. And I think he's
Flanagan
a guy
was
that's going to
terrible
get better
again,
and better.
just like always. So.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Y'all don't get me started on Flanagan. My goodness gracious. And I know his daddy's sitting over there, and he's a God's man. I love him to death. But my goodness, that boy, I don't know what Coach Pearl's got to do to get into that boy. He just lackadaisical, and I don't know. I've been trying to figure him out for 3 years now, and I ain't did it yet.
Well, Scott, we appreciate your call, brother. Thank you, sir.
Hey, I appreciate y'all, and I enjoy your show here, and I'll talk to y'all. Y'all going to be on the air tomorrow, I hope?
Yes, sir, we will.
I'll be here, sir.
Thank you, Scott.
Thank
you. Appreciate it. Sorry that the TV's frozen in North Alabama. Yeah. The freeze has already hit.
The freeze has already hit.
Hey, look, y'all know my feelings about Alan Flanagan. There's no sense to continue to go down that. I mean, when you have as many turnovers as you do points and everything, so and on a
more turnovers.
Well, I know last night you did, but glad to see that Auburn did rebound and play a little bit better offensively. But man, where is Chance Westry and Johan Traore? Where are these guys? And not getting
Westry's minutes have. And that's going to continue even more.
These are guys Auburn was new coming in, highly touted.
Traore, I don't know. I mean,
highest rated recruit in Auburn history.
I mean, think about the way he played in Israel, though. I mean, he led the team in scoring.
I know.
What has happened? I don't know. It's gone.
Let's go back to the phones. Caller, go ahead.
He was getting me a phone number.
Do what now?
I don't know.
Oh, he's getting you a phone number. Well, I cut in on that. We'll put you right back on hold. We'll never know what you're gonna get around here. So, but anyway, I think that's a problem because he was a guy that you're really relying on.
Yeah. Oh, there's no question. So, you definitely would like to get more out of him for sure, but. Berman, people have been calling for Berman to get a little bit more playing time. Well, he's got a little bit more playing time.
Starting to get a little bit more. He got 9 minutes last night. So, anyway, I think that's one of the situations you look at going into SEC play is who else on this roster are you going to rely on offensively? Is this something sustainable for Jalen Williams? I'm impressed with Janai Broome. He's starting to me, take on some ownership and be a leader. He was playing a little timid, in my opinion, earlier, but that seems to have changed. Moore's been a tremendous bright spot. He just hustles. He just plays his rear end off. Wendell Green's been the leading scorer on the team all year on average. Ended up with 11 last night, got off to a rough start. But, outside of those four guys, man.
Dylan Cardwell's been solid.
Yeah, he gets about 4 to 6 points.
But, that's all you expect from him. I mean, he's going to
Katie Johnson's a massive disappointment. Massive disappointment.
He struggled. I don't know.
He was great at Georgia, got to Auburn, was great when he got there, and then all of a sudden he's lost it.
He has struggled. There's no question. I mean, he'll find it every now and then, and he's just got to quit turning the ball over. So he's got to quit. If it's possible, if he could play within himself a little bit more and not be as reckless as he is, right. I think he could be. Because right now, I mean, he is. He didn't have any turnovers last night, which was a very welcome.
No doubt.
Very welcome surprise. But Zep Jasper, that's another guy you got to get more out of.
Just not getting hardly anything out of him.
So if those guys, and Bruce said this, we gotta. He likes the the maturation of the team, but they got to get better, and they got to continue to improve. If they
is this a 500 team in SEC?
I said we're right now. I think we're like a 10-8 bubble team in the league. That's what we look like. But if we play like we did last night, then I think we're a little bit better than that. But we'll see if we can maintain it. Don't go anywhere. One final segment of the Auburn Blitz is on the way right after this.
Hey guys, this is Nate Paz with Airport Motors.
I'm Connor Branch with Fairway Auto Brokers in Opelika, Alabama.
And this is your first ever Lake Martin Summer Car Blitz.
That's right, Lake Martin. Airport Motors and Fairway Auto Brokers is teaming up for the very first Lake Martin Summer Car Blitz. Make sure to check out either website for the very best selection of pre-owned luxury trucks, SUVs, and sedans in East Alabama. Get pre-approved in minutes online and make sure to use the keyword Summer Blitz in the comments section for $500 off internet price. That's keyword Summer Blitz.
Folks around these parts have known for a long time that Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280, is your #1 stop for automotive service and repair. At Walls Tire, you'll always find quality service at a fair price on everything from AC, name brand tires, big or small repairs, routine maintenance, towing, and more. When your car or truck needs to run right, there's one place in the area to go, conveniently located and easy to find. Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280.
Don't be caught in a dirty vehicle. Lake Martin Mobile Detailing will have your vehicle or boat looking like brand new in no time, and you'll be back driving in style. They specialize in detailing, paint correction, gel coat restoration, and ceramic coating. Take it to the professionals at Lake Martin Mobile Detailing. Call them today at 256-794-2328 or stop by and see them at 702 McCarty Road in Dadeville. Mention this ad and receive $10 off. Lake Martin Mobile Detailing for your cleanest vehicles around.
Russell Do-It Center and building supply stores have the tools and materials to get the job done right, whether you're a professional contractor or just a weekend do-it-yourselfer. With everyday customer conveniences like a drive-through lumberyard, price match promise, and our Best Rewards program, each of our 9 locations offer top brands and building materials like lumber, hardware, tools, paint, lawn and garden, and much more. Visit today and see what Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply can help you build tomorrow.
Grain and Leaf, located at 6068 Highway 63 South, is Lake Martin's premier boutique-style bottle shop with a unique array of sophistication for everyone. Appropriately named for its exclusive selection of top spirits, wine, and craft beer, Grain and Leaf also has a number of fine cigars for you to choose from. They also carry the full line of Hornsby Farms assorted jellies and pottery. Open 10 to 7 Monday through Saturday and noon to 5 on Sundays, Grain and Leaf is your premier shop in the Lake Martin area.
The Eric McKinley team at Mortgage Pro in Alexander City is the perfect lender for all your mortgage needs. Property values have increased and interest rates have never been so low. So if you haven't looked at refinancing your house in the last 6 to 12 months, Mortgage Pro is here to help you take advantage of that. Our team is closing loans in 15 days or less, so give us a call at 256-397-0248 and let our team go to work for you today.
Need that boost to get you started in the morning or help get you through a long day at the office? Alex City Nutrition is your answer. Alex City Nutrition, located on 2nd Broad Street in downtown Alex City, offers meal replacement shakes, post-workout shakes, extreme rebuild products, and a vast array of loaded teas that offer focus, energy, and build up your immunity and overall health. Want to buy in bulk? We now offer your favorite flavors by the gallon. Come by Alex City Nutrition today or call 256-496-8284 to begin your journey to great health.
Welcome back, everyone, to the final segment of the Auburn Blitz. Andy and Brett here, taking you up to 1 o'clock. Merry Christmas to all of you out there. Thanks you so much for all the well wishes for us. We appreciate it very much. Ty says he still thinks Auburn will finish in the top 4 in the SEC. That'll be a tall order for sure, with as much talent as there is out there. But again, I go through this, every year Auburn goes through these stretches where you look at them and they look dysfunctional. But Brett Bruce, I trust Bruce to try to figure it out. This is not the greatest team that Auburn has had, and I don't think they're not a Final Four team, but I think we'll get the most out of it than we possibly can, for sure. Armed Forces Bowl tonight, actually, Baylor and Air Force. Any bowl games you're looking forward to?
Not really.
Not really.
I mean, the playoffs.
Playoff. The Tennessee Clemson game kind of intrigues me. Yeah. The Oklahoma Florida State game.
Yeah.
Rematch from 2000.
Yeah,
was it 2000 national championship?
Right.
But they're both. Neither one of them are great. But just
not
to
lot.
see Oklahoma and Florida State play.
Well, South Alabama last night.
They got hammered, did they? Hey,
I told you, I wanted that guy to stay in Auburn.
Auburn beating that Western Kentucky team might be.
That'd be one of the best wins on the.
That might be a more impressive win than us beating A&M.
It may be. You look back and you kind of look over these bowl games, and Florida goes out to Las Vegas and just gets obliterated. I mean, a lot of them are just.
Yeah.
And that's just what we all have said, man, it's good to have bowls because you got something to watch. I never catch myself, as much as I love football, I look at it about like watching the USFL. I mean, it's like, well, football's on. I might flip over and watch a play or two.
Yeah.
You know, and if it gets to be a good game or something, you kind of draws you in. But for the most part,
I've watched a lot of the bowl games. I haven't watched them from beginning to end, but I've watched a lot of it. I'll certainly watch North Dakota and South Dakota play for the division of the FCS title. I think that'll be a great. I mean, it's
weather's pretty nice up that way right now.
Well, they're gonna be playing Texas.
I know. I'm just saying, but the weather for that stretch
it may
is
be.
huge.
I mean, heck, it may be chilly across the United States.
It may be. Yeah. It is going to be.
So. It is December the 22nd. On this day, 1969, Pete Maravich set the NCAA record for hitting 30 out of 31 free throws in a game. The dude, man, he was unbelievable.
31 times.
Can you
shot
imagine
a free
that?
throw in that game?
And made 30. We can't make. I mean, we struggled to do 60% as a team, man.
Guy was automatic.
2003, Isaiah Thomas was hired as the president of basketball operations by the Knicks. How'd that work out?
Not too good.
Not too good.
No.
Not too good. Happy birthday today, Connie Mack. Still holds the record for the most wins, the most losses, and the most games managed in Major League Baseball.
He said, I'm just going to take them all.
Yeah, why not? Barbara Billingsley, Mrs. Cleaver, Jean Cleaver. She speaks jive also as well. I don't know if you knew that. Gene Rayburn, you ever watched the match game?
Who has?
Who didn't love the match game?
Yeah, I know it. Gene Rayburn.
Gene Rayburn. Hawkshaw Hawkins, Lonesome 77. Call me Lonesome 77.
Okay.
He also died in the plane crash with Patsy Cline.
Okay.
There's another one. Yeah. Hector Elizondo, you want a sports reference? He was the head coach in Necessary Roughness.
Oh, nice.
You remember that?
Yeah, of course.
Steve Carlton, one of the greatest pitchers of all time.
Yep.
1944. Diane Sawyer.
Really?
Yeah, 1945. Rick Nielsen from Cheap Trick.
Yep.
1946. Steve Garvey, good baseball player, Dodgers. Maurice and Robin Gibb, twins of the famous Bee Gees.
Bee Gees.
Yeah.
Yep.
Bernadette Stannis, Thelma from Good Times.
Really?
I always liked Thelma.
Oh, Thelma.
Yeah, I had a crush on her. Lonnie Smith, one of your favorite players, right?
Just blew it.
Overslid.
God almighty.
Overslid second base in the World Series.
Well, then got caught no man's land, could have scored.
Yeah. He did hit a grand slam, though, in the series, too.
He still remembered for screwing up on the base.
That's true. Luther Campbell. Who remembers Luther Campbell?
Is that
Two Live Crew, baby?
I was about to say, I thought it was Two Live Crew.
And the oddest thing ever about Two Live Crew, they were on Donahue, and a guy from Alex City from Taking on the Hits was on that show. Talking about that. Do you remember that?
Tommy.
Do you remember taking – who remembers taking on the hits?
Yes.
Yeah, Luther Campbell.
Because they were selling Two Live Crew music.
They were banned in the USA. Yeah. Banned. And Ray Fiennes, born on this day, 1962. He's been on a lot of stuff.
Before we go
Schindler's
off,
List.
The World Cup final. I hadn't had a chance to talk to you about that. Whether you're a soccer fan or not, what a match, dude.
They got arrested for not carding.
That's right.
That's
what it was.
That's it.
Hey, but what amazing game.
Oh, that's what I tell you.
Golly, dude.
I reiterate, look, if I know a lot of people out there say, yeah, it's soccer.
And it was a lot.
Don't base it on the United States. Yeah. Watch Argentina and France. That's the way soccer is supposed to be played.
That's right.
And it's beautiful when it's done right.
Man, I'm telling you, and the amount of opportunities at the end of regulation and at the end of both extra periods of time for both teams, I mean, it was like bam, bam. I mean, shots on goal.
A couple of those saves were
unbelievable. Well, the save by Argentina to get the PK.
Yes.
I mean, that guy was – I mean, it was one-on-one. I'm like, well, here we are, a minute and a half to go from PK. This guy's about to kick it in. He kicked it right through.
That missile that came off Messi's foot.
Wow.
I mean, that thing had to be 150 miles.
It was.
And
But it was
blocked
just a
unbelievable. Yeah.
Just a phenomenal match.
It really
how
was.
you would dream up into the World Cup.
And then they almost killed them when they got back to Argentina.
I mean, had the air.
Those folks are insane.
Just destroyed the entire cabin.
See the guy fall off the bridge.
Off the bridge. Nobody. They just kept going through. They didn't stop.
No.
They just said, "Hey, it'll be all right."
All right, let's go wrap it up for us. He's Brett. I'm Andy. So long for now, everybody. We'll talk to you soon.